Hey everyone, Miss Brawley here. Today I wanted to come on and do a lesson on combining like terms with more than one variable within an expression. For today's lesson and example, I've decided to use Fortnite as a way to help you understand the different variable terms whenever you're working in an expression so that you'll understand which ones you combine and also why constant terms cannot be combined with variable terms. Okay? So before we get started on working the expression that we have for today, I want us to go over the definition of an expression to kind of refresh your mind. Remember that an expression is a mathematical phrase that contains operations, numbers, and or variables. Okay? And remember that it does not have an equal sign at the end. That's why we're going to only be able to simplify it. Okay? Within the expression, you are combining variable terms and then constant terms. Okay? Variable terms are terms that contain a variable, which are the unknown in math. Okay? It's the letters and they represent the unknown. Okay? So a term is a single number or variable or numbers and variables multiplied together, separated by a plus or minus symbol. So you can see within this expression that we have plus and minus signs within the expression. So every time you see one of those symbols, it's telling you that another term is beginning. You just had one that you read, and then another one is about to begin. Okay, so let's read this expression. It's 2x plus 3y minus 8 plus x plus 2y plus 5. All right, so now let's go over and talk about each individual term. The first thing we see here is 2x. Okay, 2x is a variable term. All right, and then we have the plus sign, which tells us that we're separating and moving on to a different term. And then it's 3y, okay? This plus 3y. That is also a variable term. It's important to note that these, while they are both variable terms, they are different variables. They're different variable terms. They cannot be combined together because the variables are different. We have an x here and a y here. Those cannot be combined together, okay? So moving on, we have a minus 8. That minus sign tells me that this is another term, and then we have a plus sign after it. So we have this constant term here. The reason it's called a constant term is because it does not have a variable with it. Another thing I want you to remember is that whenever you're reading an expression, the symbol that comes right before the number or variable belongs to that term. So in this term, this negative symbol or the minus sign, that belongs with the 8, okay? Moving on, we have this plus x, and then there's a plus sign after, so that x alone is a variable term. And then we have plus 2y. This is another term, okay? It's separated by these two plus signs, okay? 2y is a variable term. Moving on, we have a plus 5. That is a constant term because it does not have a variable. All right? Now I want us to talk about how we're going to separate our variable terms using Fortnite. Okay? Everywhere within the expression that we just saw that we had an x variable, the x variable is going to now be the battle pass from season 4 of Fortnite. Okay? And then everywhere that you saw a y variable, you're now going to see the battle pass from season 5 of Fortnite. Okay? So this is what it's going to look like. This is the expression that I showed you just a couple of slides ago. And this is how it looks now that we've changed the variables to the season 4 and season 5 battle passes. So the way this expression is going to read is 2 battle passes from season 4 plus 3 battle passes from season 5 minus 8 plus a battle pass from season 4 plus 2 battle passes from season 5 plus 5. Okay, we're going to be simplifying this expression. Okay, now that we're on this screen, I'm going to have to exit out of this so that I can go ahead and work this problem. All right, down here I have separated the terms out for you. So now we have a season 4 term, we have a season 5 term, and then we also have our constant terms, okay? The season 4 and the season 5 are representing our 2 variable terms that we were dealing with within the expression, okay? So how I'm going to make this simple for you guys to understand is that I'm going to drag the picture of the battle passes for each season down as many times as the expression is telling me to. So as I read this expression, it's saying 2 battle passes from season 4. So I'm going to drag 2 battle passes from season 4 and I'm going to place them under this right here that I typed in. It said season 4, okay? So we can separate them out. I'm going to drag 2. And the reason I'm dragging 2 is because when I look before this number, there's not a minus sign there. So it's telling me that that's a positive number, which means we're going to be adding them. Okay, so that's why I went ahead and I was able to drag them down there. Moving on, it's telling me plus 3 battle passes from season 5, so that I need to drag 3 of these down here to season 5. Okay, so I'm going to drag 3 of them. Move this over just a bit. Okay, there's 2, and then there's 3. Okay, moving on, now I've got minus 8. Okay, and then it's got a plus sign after it. Okay, that tells me that this is a constant term. Notice that it does not tell me that it belongs to either season 4 or season 5. Okay, so I don't know, this may not be talking about Fortnite at all. Okay, it doesn't give me any other information. So I cannot subtract this from season 4 or season 5. So I'm just going to highlight, and I'm going to highlight this green just like we did in class to show you that that is a constant term. All right. Now I'm going to go down here and I am going to type in -8 so that I know that that is one of my constant terms that I'm going to have to calculate here in just a bit. All right, moving on, I've got plus a battle pack from season 4. Notice that there is no number that comes before this battle pack. Remember in the expression before, I changed it to Fortnite. It had just an X, okay? And remember that if the number is not present before the variable, then it is understood that that number is 1. So that means, and since there's a plus sign before, it's telling me that I'm adding 1. So I'm going to drag 1 battle pass from season 4 down here, okay? Moving on from there, I've got plus 2 battle passes from season 5. Okay, it's telling me I'm adding them, so I'm going to drag 2 more down here. Now, if it had told me minus 2, then I would have had to take 2 of my battle passes away. But since it told me that I'm adding them, I'm going to drag 2 more. All right, so moving on, it tells me plus 5. Now, here again, it does not tell me that it belongs to Fortnite at all, or that it belongs to a season. So I'm going to highlight this plus 5. I'm going to change the color to green to show that it's a constant term. And then I'm going to put it right down here. Okay. Now we're ready to calculate the different terms and simplify. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at season 4, which represents one of the variable terms. And I'm just going to count out how many of the battle passes from season 4 I have. I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me get my cursor down there so we can work this. So I have 3 battle passes from season 4. Okay, I'm just going to take one of these right here to represent the battle pass from season 4 so that it will show that it's 3 battle passes from season 4. Okay. Now I'm going to move on. Now that I have calculated those terms, okay, I'm moving on to season 5. And I need to count how many battle passes I have for that season. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? I have 5 of them, so I know that that's going to be a positive number since I have battle passes. And I can't forget to put a plus sign because remember you have to either have a plus or a minus sign to separate the terms. So I'm going to put my plus sign and it's going to be plus 5, and I'm going to need to drag down the battle pass from season 5 to show that that is the variable that we're dealing with in that variable term, right? Okay. Now that we're done with the season 5, with that term, we need to move on to our constant terms. On these constant terms, we have a -8 and we have a 5. Remember that whenever we're adding or subtracting integers, that whenever you have opposite signs, you're going to subtract. And then after you get done with your subtracting, you're going to look at the absolute value numbers of each term, and whichever one has the highest absolute value, you're going to take that sign and use it in the solution of the expression. Okay? So 8 minus 5 is 3. And I know that the absolute value of 8 is higher than the absolute value of 5. So I'm going to use that symbol in my solution. So that is going to be a minus 3, okay? Because we said that 8 minus 5 is 3. So that's it, you guys. We have simplified the expression. The solution, the simplified expression is 3 battle passes from season 4 plus 5 battle passes from season 5 minus 3. That's all we can do with the problem or with the expression. And it's just remember, don't try to subtract 3 from season 5 or season 4, okay? Because it's not telling you that. It's not telling you to do that. It's a whole separate term. We don't know where it belongs, okay? So we can't, that's as far as we can go with it. All right? I hope that this has helped you simplify expressions when you're dealing with different variables. If it does help you, let me know and I can get some more examples out to you until you're more comfortable with working the expressions, and we can work some problems where you're dragging down the different battle passes to help you work the problems. All right, you guys, that's it. That's all I've got for today. I hope that you have had a wonderful weekend, and I'm looking forward to a great week with you guys. I'll see you soon. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.